It was a chair, I swear.
Uh-huh, sure.
Oh, look. Hear it?
No, I don't hear anything.
It's a chair.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, welcome to Gear Tasting. Today I wanted to talk about overlanding equipment. So this is a little bit of a subset of overlanding. This is what I want to focus on today is more, I've got some chairs that I want to talk about, I've got some water containers that I want to talk about, as well as just some general glamping gear that is used in overlanding. So if you're not familiar with the term overlanding, overlanding is basically adventuring in a vehicle. So you're either on your way to a destination, you might have some stops along the way, you might be in an off-road vehicle, you might be traversing some gnarly terrain on your way to somewhere. Your camping experience during an overlanding trip might be just stopping along the way and cooking meals and things like that. So the way that I like to look at it is that your loadout, or what you bring for camping, fits inside of your vehicle. So this would be a scenario where you would either just be taking your vehicle, not necessarily a trailer or something like that. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And there's plenty of overlanding that's done in huge vehicles, like, you know, monster, I forget what they're called, Moogs or something like that. But, you know, if you're interested, look up overlanding. We've got some articles on ITS we'll link to in the show notes in the description down below, just to kind of give you a reference for what we're talking about with overlanding. But, you know, primarily I wanted to talk about just some stuff that I picked up. So I went to the Overland Expo with Kelly. This was probably 3 years ago now, maybe three years ago, I think. But we did the Overland Expo West before they had an Overland Expo East. And it was great because we got a chance to kind of camp. We got a chance to learn about overlanding. We did the whole overland experience and took classes and things like that. And it was a really great experience. And I've always had some notes on some stuff I've wanted to pick up that I knew was lacking. So you guys know in watching videos, hopefully from ITS, that we go on and on about, you know, what did you need when, you know, you make lists when you come back, you know, you put everything into piles, you know, what did you take that you didn't need? What did you need that you absolutely needed to have but didn't use? Like things like that. But then there's also a list of, you know, things that you saw along the way that you needed to get. So that's kind of what I'm going over today. First off, I want to start with camp chairs. So my evolution with camp chairs has been a long and dangerous road. I first started out with a camp chair like this. This is like your run-of-the-mill, crappy camp chair that hopefully everybody is kind of familiar with. This old design like this, you know, this is actually a little small for one of these, but you know, the collapsible kind of camp chair you take to your kid's baseball game. So then I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some better chairs, and Kelly and I purchased a few of these from REI. I think we have 3 of these, or 4, I can't remember. But this is what I've used for a long, long time. So I can't stand these things because of what it does to my legs when I'm sitting down. So when I'm sitting on these, I always kind of like, you know, lose blood to my legs sitting on these things because my legs go numb because of this design here. And this is super uncomfortable. I've never really enjoyed sitting in these things. They're bulky, but they're not as bulky as what I'm about to show you, because what I'm about to show you is more of an overlanding chair. So I'm actually sitting in one, but this is what we just bought because I am tired of sitting in crappy chairs. So these are also from REI. I decided to give these a shot. These aren't the best on the market by any means, but they're a good affordable quality trade-off from what I can tell. They don't have the best reviews on REI, and I kind of took some of those with a grain of salt, but you basically just put these together like this. You kind of push in these staves like that, and the back has kind of this webbing design that kind of helps stabilize the chair, which I like. And then once you put it together, you kind of nail down these things and tighten them up, and that helps stabilize the chair as well. So it's almost like a little director chair, but I like these webbing straps on the side. There's a little padded strap, or a padded portion on that, and then you've got a little pocket over here that's perfect for snacks, or probably fit in Nalgene or a beer, something like that. So that's what I'm trying now. These are from REI. I will post a link to those in the description as well, but I wanted to at least show you kind of what we've upgraded to. And that was just a lesson learned from years of camping and getting tired of the same old chairs. So I'm looking forward to giving these a shot. I just got these. And then we also have an Oz tent. So I don't know if you're familiar with an Oz tent, but it's a pretty big monstrosity of a tent. It's like a 2, I think it's a RV2 is the model number, but it sleeps 2. And in overlanding, you're really going for comfort too, and that's something that overlanding kind of affords you the opportunity to do versus just traditional camping or backpacking. Backpacking, you got to fit everything in a backpack and everything's got to be super light, and I've gone on and on about that, with the Mammoth Sniper Challenge and events to build on that portion of it. But I like to look at overlanding as just kind of a way to take a break and enjoy yourself and enjoy nature and not have to worry about sleeping on the ground. So I like taking a cot, and obviously so does Kelly. She likes that kind of camping a lot better. But we've been looking at some modifications to make inside of that tent too, and one of which was we have 2 cots in there, but we don't have a table to really set anything on. So I picked up this little Snow Peak table. I think it's called a My Table, but this is kind of cool. It just pops right out like that. It's got a little cover that slips off that also doubles as a carry handle. But it's bamboo on the top, and it's got a very interesting design that kind of collapses and springs out. But it's the perfect height for, we don't have too much room when we put the cots in there, so this is a perfect table to set this way. So if you can imagine sleeping this way, and this is a little table to set stuff on at night. So we wanted something like that, and that's what we picked up for that, one of those little Snow Peak tables. And then there's also a concern with water when you're camping like that too. And I've been testing a lot of different water containers over the years, and I've just never really found anything I like. There's these things called the Aqua Brick, I think, that I tested. I hated those because they leaked. I used those at Overland Expo a couple of years ago, and they're a nice design. They stack and they make this pattern. You could build what looks like an igloo out of them. But the problem with that is that the gasket and the seal around the actual top of those always leaked on me. And I tried a couple of things to get them to stop, and then I just stopped using them. So this is what I just picked up. These are from Reliance. They're Desert Patrol water containers, and these are 6-gallon. And what I've done is I also ordered some spigots off Amazon, actually a turn nozzle, and they sent the wrong one, so I had to send them back and get replacements, which is why I don't have them for this gear tasting. But I like the ability to set it on the side, and a little handle or a spigot is perfect for camping like that, because you can use it as a water station to wash your hands and things like that, which I'm a stickler about when I'm out in nature. I always try to keep my hands as clean as possible, because that's where problems start. So you may be thinking, oh, that's a lot of crap to take with you for camping, but it is still camping, whether you're sitting in a cot at night or whether you're on the ground at night. It really doesn't matter. You're still enjoying nature, and I've got just as much chance of getting Zika as you do sleeping on the ground. So it's still being outdoors and still enjoying yourself. So that's kind of the premise behind overlanding. I was going to talk about some other stuff. I've got this glamping bin full of stuff that that I take as well when we go glamping, which I kind of roughly refer to as overlanding. I feel like that's kind of cheating in some ways for camping, but I also feel like there's a lot that we're able to do because of that too. So I've got a big collapsible table that I take as well. It's kind of like a roll-up table. So I'll cook on that and do food prep, and I really enjoy just having to take everything with me. So I'll take a cooler with ice and things like that, and we can talk about other things like that if you guys are interested on gear tasting too. I can kind of show you, what I take for other aspects of overlanding, like food. I mean, I'm addressing water right now, but the big things obviously are, hygiene and food and water, and just, camping and tents and things like that too. And maybe I can set up that Oz tent, because it's supposed to be the 30-second tent to set up. It's kind of cool. It's huge, but it only takes 30 seconds to set up. It's pretty neat. I was going to talk about some smaller chairs too, but only to say that those aren't really sufficient in my mind for overlanding and camping. I've gone through this one from A-Light, and I've got one from Helinox, and we can talk about that on a kind of a future episode, just to save a little time, because this is more about kind of the bigger aspect stuff. And like this is the stove we take. So I have one of these Coleman stoves. I've got some propane canisters for it. Obviously, this needs to be dusted off to prepare for camping, but I like to keep my stove clean, working order, and ready to go. So that's what it is. Maybe little rust spots, but I can clean those up. So let me know if you guys got any questions. If this is kind of content that you'd love to see more of as far as the overlanding stuff, let us know. So thanks for watching Gear Tasting. Hopefully you enjoyed our little segment on overlanding and camping today, where I went through some of that stuff. If you have any questions, please use the # Gear Tasting on any social media network, and we will find them and get them answered here on the show. Cut it a little short today because we wanted to kind of give you a short episode on specific content, but normally we have questions all fielded too on Gear Tasting, and we'll inject some of those next time. So if you like what we're doing here on Gear Tasting, please consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/ITStactical. Sorry. We also have the store of many wares at store.itstactical.com. Thanks for watching.